Hey, David Wygant here, 10-minute daily reality check Friday, July the 28th, 2017. I had a couple ideas for today's show, and none of them felt right. You see, every single day, I wake up and I think to myself, how can I inspire all of you today to be the best version of yourself? For 17 years now, I've been doing that. 17 years. Inspiring all of you to be the best version of yourself. Every day I do a podcast. Every day I write a blog post. Every day I coach people. And I just tend to forget about myself. I get lost in my work. I get lost in inspiring. As a matter of fact, it makes me feel really good to inspire all of you. I've been told by my therapist, yeah, I do go to a therapist once in a while, that I should talk more about my own personal battles. Because through my personal battles is actually where I learn my greatest lessons to teach you. My biggest battle right now is with my daughter. See, my daughter is 6 3/4. 3/4 is very, very important. You must remember that when you're that age, 6 3/4 is very important. When I'm with her, we have a great time. We talk nonstop. She smiles. She laughs. We share things. She communicates as best as a 6 3/4-year-old can. But you see, my daughter is having a problem right now. For some reason or another, she can't sleep at her dad's house. This has been going on since January the 1st. I've had 2 measly nights with her in hotels. One was just the other night, last night as a matter of fact, in Laguna. That was stupendous. We were having a fabulous day. Went to the Orange County Fair. It was a lot of fun. We won our stuffed animals. That's our thing. She'd rather go and hustle stuffed animals and spend $100 that way than actually go on $100 worth of rides, because it's our thing that we do. We were cruising. We had an amazing day. We got a great hotel. I have a great video of her literally dancing around the room because she is so excited. So excited. It made me feel so good. We did room service. We talked. We laughed. Her mother called on the dreaded FaceTime. Fucking A, what did parents do before FaceTime? Nothing. You did nothing. Because when your kid was with the other kid's parent, you left them the fuck alone. You think after 5 years of being separated, she would just leave me the fuck alone. When my daughter is with her, I don't really call that often because I leave them alone. Because I know my daughter's in really good hands, and I want her to be really fully vested and 100% present. And you just don't really need to sit there and just talk about nothing. What movie are you watching? What are you doing right now? I mean, I just saw you 7 hours ago. But my ex loves FaceTime, and there she is, just like Jack Nicholson from The Shining. Remember when he looks and goes, he goes, Jack's here or whatever. I forgot what they did. There's that great scene in The Shining when he comes flying at you, big face and everything. And that's what I see when her face comes at me in FaceTime. Big face Jack Nicholson from The Shining. It's so annoying. My daughter was fine. I bet you if we didn't even have phones, she would be fine. So they FaceTimed, and then they FaceTimed again 2 hours later because my daughter's having a little anxiety, and then it was all over. Tears of sadness, sorrow. Yeah, that's what I got to experience on my second night with my daughter. Full-on anxiety. When I go into my daughter's room now, I look around and I think to myself, it's like a fucking memorial in there. She's never here. Whenever we get together and do things on our time and our limited time, which is ridiculous, She wants to be out and about doing things, which I like. I'm not a person who likes to sit around the house and watch television. I like to go out and do things. It's fun. But her room, it's like a complete waste of space right now. I can't even go into her room without getting upset. I see her little critters that I bought her for Christmas that she never played with. As a matter of fact, by the time she ever gets back here again, she'll outgrow them. I see all her stuffed animals that we won on previous fair or previous Dave and Buster trips. The little magical world that we created that's never used. All the clothes, well, I gave away half of them to somebody a couple of weeks ago because they didn't fit her anymore because it's been so long since she slept here. You ask me what I'm doing about that. Well, unfortunately, I'm trying to do everything that I possibly can. See, it's been recommended by wonderful therapists that my ex needs to go to therapy, co-parenting therapy, and learn how to co-parent, but she refuses to do that. Because deep down, she probably loves it the way it is. She gets to play house with her and her boyfriend. Her boyfriend gets to buy my daughter presents. Yeah, that works, dude. Doesn't work. Can't buy love. Can't buy love no matter what level you're at. Whether it's trying to buy a kid or trying to buy an adult love. I've talked to many therapists, single moms. Not one of them would ever do this at all. But here's my daughter, basically not sleeping over at all. I've had 2 nights with her the whole year. So now I've just decided I'm just going to be Uncle David from this point forward. Uncle David will pick her up and drive her back to her mother's house, and Uncle David will then go do things with her until she works out this anxiety. Because as a dad, I got to tell you, I'm pretty damn good. I've yelled at her once, and we've talked about when I did yell at her. I've never raised a hand to her. I've never done nothing but love her. I've got tons of recordings that I've recorded with her stress and anxiety, with her trying to communicate things, because one day I want her to hear it. I want her to understand. When she asks me why she never slept over, I want her to understand why. I've documented everything because I'm going to write a book on it. Because I want everybody to know what this is about. It's like a tell-all book. And I love telling all because even if I'm hurting and I'm in pain, I always think about how I can prevent all of you from actually going through the same thing. I don't want you going through stuff that I went through. So I can teach you how not to. I have no idea when I'm going to get my daughter back because nothing changes and her mother doesn't seem to want to do a thing about it. I've got endless emails asking to go do parental co-parenting therapy, but to no avail. It amazes me. Because in 17 years of coaching, I know the most fucked up people that come to me are the people who are fucked up from childhood. So my daughter is on a very dangerous path, probably towards drug abuse, who knows what. Having sex too early because she didn't get to spend enough time with her dad. Oh, the list can go on and on. I look at her as a 6 3/4-year-old now, and she's absolutely beautiful and innocent. But all the shit that's going down right now, all the things and all the damage and the harm that's being done right now is going to play out in the future. I've got stacks of emails trying to protect her for the future. But I have an uncooperative ex. And it's something I never talk about. And I don't know why. Because it's something that's happening to me, and that's my reality. So there's your 10-minute reality check of the day. Giving you a taste of my reality. And I got some great guests this weekend and next week. Eddie Palmer's coming back, and you always know with Eddie, we're going to do something really interesting. I've got a couple of doctors coming on, and I got a lawyer coming on. That's right. We're going to talk about dating a narcissist, because it's a big thing in today's day and age. Narcissism is running rampant, especially with everybody with their selfie and social media and everything else. So I've got a really amazing guy coming on this weekend, and a really amazing therapist as well, because narcissism is running rampant. And I think if I can prevent and help all of you get clear on what you want, maybe you won't go through some of the things that I've been going through. Because kids are beautiful. And I look at my daughter and I think to myself, she doesn't fucking deserve this. She doesn't deserve it. She should be able to freely have a loving relationship, supportive relationship with both her parents. She shouldn't have to wake up every morning with her mother's boyfriend. She should be able to be with her dad. 10-minute daily reality check out, man. Gave you a little taste of my private life. And maybe you'll have some reality for me. Or maybe you'll have some advice come in my direction. But I think more people in the public eye need to be more open about what they're going through. Because none of us are perfect. And all of us can learn lessons from one another.